We are all in a lockdown because of COVID-19. There are pros and cons to this. In Uganda, there are several things that I've observed that I think I felt like I should share with you. These are my observations. Number one, have you noticed that the entire world finally has a common enemy? We're all fighting COVID-19. They absolutely know what's going on. So, I mean, nobody's killing anybody right now because of political reasons, because of um, borders and everything, because of oil and money. We are all in lockdown. So it is surprising. I think you've seen that most of the news channels are not reporting anything about wars anymore. We finally have a common enemy that we are all trying to fight, and that's the virus. So I think that is a positive thing. We can all endeavor to see if there's a way, if the world could, well, ideally, if the world could simply remain at peace without some of these very, very unnecessary wars. Secondly, I've noticed that we all we all need the opportunity to exercise if it's availed. In Uganda, we all saw how people were going to the streets. People were trying to ride bikes. Others were trying to run, do some physicals, the northern bypass and other places in Muyenga and Kololo. But however, we all know that this would be detrimental to the efforts of trying to arrest the COVID-19 situation. But this clearly shows that if you have an opportunity to go on leave, everybody would have loved to go on leave. And usually people do things like trying to get back to their healthy selves, trying to work out, trying to do other things that they probably never had time for because they are clamped to their desks. So I think that is a positive thing that has come out of this lockdown. Another thing that I've really loved is how news hasn't stopped going, how news hasn't stopped happening. We're seeing journalists carrying on their duties at their homes. So it's amazing that you can see they're using everything at their disposal from mobile phones. You see that sometimes you see something written there. Source of the video is raw footage. Sometimes they write raw footage at the corner somewhere and they say from the phone. And we've seen that some of the things that they've shown, some of the pictures that have come out are really fantastic. I know it hasn't been very good for some people that do not have very good devices, strong devices, but nonetheless, it hasn't stopped. It hasn't taken away it hasn't taken away the authenticity of the news that these people are reporting. So I think we can use all the tools at our disposal to keep doing our jobs. So that is a plus. I would like to see more of that. I really enjoy looking at footages coming from mobile phones. It fascinates me. Another thing that I've really loved about this lockdown is the extent to which delivery companies have gone to reach our places. Some of us stay in very deep places and you wonder if you direct this person whether they'll actually get there. So this has shown a spirit of willingness for the riders to get wherever their customers are. I received a package recently of a yoga mat. There's a curve that has to get flattened, so I received it earlier today. So and I happened to pay via mobile money. That is a very good move, and I think most of these companies that are doing delivery should accept mobile money as a payment. Many of them do, but those that are hesitant, and even those that haven't gotten onto mobile money as a payment solution, it's high time they really woke up and got onto this new wave of getting payments done. It's also safe for the riders. It's not safe for us to be holding money. We do not know where it has been. So that is something that I've really loved about this. Another thing that I've observed is how support teams have remained in their homes and they're actually working. Some companies, especially telecom companies, digital companies, they have their support staff members at home. They are not moving. So it's a good thing. This has taught us that not everybody is actually essential. That is another point that I'll talk about coming. But this shows that the essential people can actually work from anywhere. So our supportive teams are working and they're delivering on the support that we all need. So we really appreciate those companies that have taken the support staff to their homes and continue to work. This whole lockdown situation has showed us that there are people that are essential, others are really, really not essential. Essential in quotes. We can live without them. Currently, we are living without the lawyers. Well, but there are those people that we can't live without, and those are the doctors and nurses, all the medical staff. They're really essential, and we appreciate all that they're doing. They're putting their lives on the line for us so that we can keep healthy. We really, really appreciate them. If you know of any medical personnel, kindly give them a call, send them a text, show that you appreciate. That is what humans do. So to our medical personnel, we really appreciate. I've also noticed that we've learned how to spend wisely. Before the lockdown, people could spend anyhowly, but now we know that we do not know how long this lockdown is going to take, so we are spending wisely. So probably these are the baby steps that we have to learn, that we are taking so that we can learn how to save. None of us has probably died because they haven't taken their actual alcohol that they take on a daily. So it shows that we can actually survive without some of these things that we are so accustomed to taking. So saving is a good thing. We know we have friends that are probably struggling in this period of time, but we would like to, if there are people that we know and there's something that we can do for them, I encourage that please give them a call, send them WhatsApp, send them money actually, if you can, and then talk to them. Some people might not know how to go about certain things, but about saving and maybe the alternatives that they can use in this period of time. Some people might be still really spending on things that they shouldn't really be spending lots of money on. There could be cheaper deals in certain places. So I'm thinking it would be a good thing if you called up anybody that you know that is probably might be still doing things the same way they used to do them. It's high time for us to correct ourselves and change the way we do things. We do not know when the lockdown will be lifted, so that we go back to our normal lives. So those are some of the observations I've seen. Interesting ones on the lighter note are things like scientific weddings, like the president stated. Smaller weddings are a good thing, and I'm thinking that it's a good thing to take up. I think people in Europe are accustomed to this, so why shouldn't we do the same? So we should get into the habit of doing these things for the people that really matter. We can't have all the villages come around for these functions of ours. We can't have the entire village or district really showing up. So, and well, some of them don't even care. There are people that wouldn't care if they're not invited for a wedding. So let us reflect on some of these things that we've learned in this period of time. There are also scientific barriers. There are people that don't actually go for barriers by design because of distance, the places they are coming from, or their jobs. They hardly get the opportunity to go for barriers. Anybody can do that, but there are some places whereby somebody is not able to go for this function. So it's not a crime, and I think we can go on. Our lives can still go on if you miss a barrier, one or two. So life still continues. I'm not saying this in a bad way, but this is the reality. I understand that in Kenya, barriers probably take place on the weekends. So if somebody passed on a Monday, Tuesday, they'll save whatever they have to do for the weekend. So we can as well pick a leaf from some of these countries, and we do not have to go. Not everybody needs to go in these places. It's just my opinion, but we know that in hard times, people need all the support that is required to go through these very difficult times. So scientific weddings are interesting, and people should really understand that it happens. And if there's any other form of support that we can send for the bereaved family, I believe that is the way to go. Those are some of the things that I felt like are worth sharing. I think the lockdown has taught us a couple of things, and I'll get back to you to share other things that I believe I could have skipped out. Kindly share in the comment section what you think we've learned in this period of time. And please, if you find this video interesting, kindly consider subscribing to my channel. Do not forget to hit the notification bell, and then share this video with your friends and family. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.